Hi everyone. I just want to remind people that we have been warned. We totally have been warned, and there's some obvious things happening. And I think it's up to us to let it penetrate our awareness, because I don't think it has. Even for myself, I made some videos that I forgot about. And it's almost like I made them and I was aware in that moment, and then after I made it I sort of went on my way and forgot. But we need to be reminded about this guy, where he says Goldman Sachs runs the world. The governments don't. Goldman Sachs does. Okay, listen to this.
What I would say to everybody is get prepared. This is not a time right now to wishful thinking the government is going to sort things out. The governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world. Goldman Sachs does not care about this rescue package, neither does the big funds. So actually, what I would actually tell people, I want to help people. People can make money from this. It isn't just traders. What they need to do is learn about how to make money from a downward market. The first thing people should do is protect their assets, protect what they have. Because in less than 12 months, my prediction is the savings of millions of people is going to vanish. And this is just the beginning.
Okay, so he said within 12 months the savings of millions of people would vanish. And this was in September 27th, 2011. But for the people in Cyprus, their savings did vanish. Just taken. Just taken. And the people who are planning this, the entities, corporations, the bodies, the banks, whoever they are, they really don't care, and they can get away with it. So just want to show you this. Which one should I do? Okay, people say that gold is not important, and it just, we give it value and it doesn't really have any value. I've heard lots of people that I talk to say that. But here we have the Bank for International Settlements, and the Bank for International Settlements is the central bank for central banks. And they're in Basel, and they decide about gold, as I understand it. I know there's the LIBOR, and they set the price and things like that, but I'm not saying I understand everything, because I don't. But the Bank of International Settlements settles all of their accounts in gold, in Swiss francs. They do all their accounting in Swiss gold francs. And they supposedly are not accountable to anyone. So if people have an understanding of this, the Bank for International Settlements, and how it relates to the Federal Reserve and, you know, gold holdings and all of that, chime in. Because it seems like, you know, there's some funny things going on with gold holdings. Like Germany, they can't get it back from the US until 2020, and then India has gold in England, and Venezuela had gold in England also, and then they got it back. So it is a bit confusing, but look at this. Okay, wait just a second. Golden. Okay, here's a video that I made. This was back in February 26th, and I just listened to it again, and I knew I was told, okay, gold and silver was already going down February to 28. This is pretty low because I bought some silver at, okay, this silver price, I bought silver at high 30s. My last purchase was 44 US dollars. I think I bought a tube of coins for $44. So now 28, that's pretty low compared to that. But listen to this.
Almost 1,700 to 1,550. And I just wanted to mention that I went into it's called Swiss Investors, just to say hello to some people in there. And one of the ladies said that she'd been reading what Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan has been saying. They said gold is going to drop down to 1,200. So I haven't read that officially myself, but, and this right here is silver, 28.48. You know, I've also heard that that may go down to low 20s. In that case, it is a great opportunity to buy because there is scarcity in this market, and believe me, the banks are buying these metals, so why don't you?
Okay, so is there scarcity or isn't there scarcity? Is the scarcity contrived? Because now, after February 26th and then the April 14th smackdown in the precious metals, there was scarcity. There's big time scarcity. So the place that I always go to stopped selling silver completely, and they were kind of rationing their gold for like 2 ounces. They call them tails here. They're a little bit more than an ounce. They were rationing those 2 per person because they wanted to give everybody a chance, because there was just masses of people in there trying to buy gold and silver when it went down to 22. So we knew. We did know this. It didn't catch anyone unawares. We knew. So what does this mean? Look at this. Here is Market Watch. How Goldman saw the gold crash coming that others missed. But they've been saying it for months. For months and months. So people just weren't paying attention. Is that it? Okay, this was April 18th. So obviously you can't listen to all of these people. They're not paying attention. I talk to a lot of people who are hedge fund managers. They don't really care about gold. They don't pay attention. I talked to one guy and he just went, oh yeah, that was that Cyprus thing. Like, not reading the news. So I don't understand that. Okay, so Goldman Sachs last week cut its gold price view 2 days ahead of the start of the biggest decline for the commodity in 3 decades. But the decline started back at the beginning of the year. So this doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so how did the investment bank manage to foresee a route that others, including hedge fund billionaire John Paulson, missed? They're not into it. They're not into looking at metals. Okay, and look at this. Goldman Sachs is manipulating gold prices right before your eyes. Yes, they are. They're telling you it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go down, and no one's paying attention. And it's hard to believe it, but maybe that guy is right, that Goldman Sachs does run the world. Who are they anyway? I don't know. Who runs Goldman Sachs? So they had a 6-month forecast from 1.8 to 1.6. So fortunately I needed some money, and I cashed in some paper gold at 1.6. That was lucky. Lucky, lucky. Since it has gone down more. But, okay, now another thing is Goldman Sachs. The title of this one is Gold and Silver Take a Beating from Goldman Sachs, March 7th. This is way before April 14th or 13th when it crashed, had the broke the 30-year record. Look what J.P. Morgan testifying. Gold is money, everything else is credit. They're tricking everyone. Tricking. Gold and silver now, he's a believer. But look at this, what it says here about Cyprus. Okay, now isn't this convenient? I was thinking about this before. Cyprus can sell its gold to the central bank to bail out themselves because they're bankrupt. But since the gold price dropped, their gold isn't worth as much, so they have to give up more gold. Doesn't that make sense? The banks want gold. The banks are accumulating gold. Governments are accumulating gold, but they act like they're not. They're lying. This is the truth. Okay, now the last thing here is gold becomes a tier 1 asset class for banks. Back in June 2012, June 20, June 21st, June 29th, people were saying gold would become a tier 1 asset. That means it would act as money. And it was saying it in the present tense. Gold becomes a tier 1 asset. But didn't happen. See? Gold to be declared tier 1 asset under new Basel III rules. Silver Doctors, May 31st. Didn't happen. Proposed banking regulations would drive gold prices higher. No, didn't happen. So will it still happen? And, you know, I looked back here at some of these videos and financial collapse. A lot of people were saying professionals were saying that gold would be at $5,000. 3 years ago they were saying gold would be at $5,000 now. So no one knows. And if Goldman Sachs runs the world, then maybe we should listen to them more. Well, there are a lot of things to listen to. You have to have become really silent and make contact with the Holy Spirit, which is all encompassing wisdom to find out the truth, to give you clues. But all I know is I had a dream that coins, different color shiny coins, woke me up. They were hitting me on the face like to wake me up, and I think that gold and silver and precious metals are the place to be, and good food, nourishing food. So you got to watch out for all these things like Monsanto and these lying, cheating banks who want to take your money, and they're going to try to trick you out of it, and they're going to try to trick you out of your happiness and your really authentic spiritual life. I would look into the book of Revelations, and Jesus Christ has a lot to say about many things nowadays. So God bless everyone with the truth and wisdom, and thank you for watching and listening. Bye for now.